To improve your listening in a foreign language, I would recommend that you practice listening to the target language at least 1 hour per day. And this is possible for most people, even very busy people. Listen to something while you drive, while you're on the bus, while you're walking, while you're exercising, while you're on your lunch break, while you're cooking, or while you're taking a shower. Anytime that you are not working or talking to other people, listen to the language. Even if you are not focusing on the language, you will hear the same sounds, the same words, and the same patterns again and again and again, and each day you will become a little bit more comfortable with the language. When you do this type of listening, remember that you don't need to understand every word or every sentence. Your goal is just to hear the sounds and hear the words again and again and again so that you start to become more comfortable with them, even if you don't understand all of them. However, it's also a good idea to carry a very small notebook everywhere that you go so that if you do hear something that interests you, you can write it down. But what should you listen to? Podcasts, the news, music, TV shows, my videos, whatever you want. Just make sure that it is in the target language and it's actually something that you will enjoy listening to. So that's my main advice for most people. Try to listen at least 1 hour per day, and don't worry too much about how much you understand or don't understand. However, if you do have time to really focus on listening, here are a few other things that I recommend. When you watch videos, like this one, on social media, try to write down everything that you hear. If you can't spell something that you hear in the video, don't worry about it too much. Just try your best. Write it the way that you think that it's spelled, and then you can try to search for it on the internet or in a dictionary. This is a really great way to improve your listening because 1, it forces you to focus on listening. 2, you'll learn lots of new words and new structures as you write everything down. And 3, when you finish, you have a whole sheet of notes that you can use for review in the future. Another thing that I recommend is choosing a TV series that genuinely interests you, something that you think you're really going to enjoy watching, and watch the whole series without captions. You will be surprised at how much you can actually understand even without the captions. It's a lot easier to understand what the characters are talking about after you have already watched several episodes and you really understand what's happening in the story. And again, don't worry about understanding every single word. That's not really the point. The point is just to spend time with the language going into your ears and into your brain. You'll also become a lot more confident as you realize how much you can actually understand, even when you don't understand every single word. If you are a beginner, you can start with material that has been designed for language learners, instead of material that has been designed for native speakers. However, you should start trying to listen to natural speech as soon as possible. For intermediate English learners, my videos can be a very good source of information. However, they are not the best videos for listening practice. If you are at an intermediate level, most of your listening practice should be listening to TV, radio, podcasts, etc., not an English teacher. Because although an intermediate learner can learn a lot from my videos, my speech is very clear and the language I use is very simple. It's not challenging enough for an intermediate learner to really improve their listening skills. But for a beginner, yeah, my videos are a great way to start getting comfortable listening to English. And the final thing that I want to say is, I know that many people love to see the words on the screen. They love to have captions. And I'm going to warn you that captions are dangerous because when the words are on the screen, you are always going to read them. And when you focus on reading them, you're not focusing on listening. If your goal with watching TV is just to have fun with the language and learn a few new words, then yeah, go ahead and use captions. That's fine. But if your goal is actually to improve your listening, I highly recommend that when you watch videos, you watch them without the captions. Thank you for watching, and please let me know if you have any other questions about this topic.